Greetings out there, and welcome to night number 3 of Spooktober in the Playhouse. I'm your excellent host, Dapper, and this is Dapper's Playhouse. Without further ado, I hope you got some fresh drawers standing by in case you need them. Let's get right to it.
Здравствуйте, извините за беспокойство. Вот просто соседи жаловались, что у вас по ночам какие-то звуки очень странные доносятся, очень громкие, что вы видели силуэт. Вот девушка, она в каких-то неестественных позах совершенно была.
Все хорошо.
Нет, такого не было?
Ничего нет.
Точно, да? Все нормально?
Другой дом какой-то, да. Все в порядке,
Все. Хорошо, ладно, извините за беспокойство, просто нужно было проверить.
Я не могу сейчас говорить, потому что здесь у нас правда есть некоторые проблемы.
Ну, хорошо, подождите, буквально, я думаю, несколько часов. Я сейчас позвоню в церковь, доложу, и я обязательно вернусь, хорошо? Все хорошо. Фотография. Захар, смотри. Это она в детстве, получается, там. Это что?
Yeah, exit stage left.
Господи. Так, Захар, осторожно. У тебя крест с собой?
Да.
Отлично. Господи. Захар, осторожно. Не подходи.
What in the world?
Стой. Анна. Садись. Анна. С вами все в порядке?
No, thank you.
Отче наш, сущий на небесах, да светится имя Твое, да придет царствие Твое, да будет воля Твоя на земле, и на небесах. Хлеб наш насущный дай нам на сей день. Господи. Господи. Захар.
Да.
Святая вода.
У меня.
Так, держи крест. Господи. Именем Господа. Exorcisminus, te omnis simundis spiritus, omnis santanica potestes, omnis infernales adurasti, Exorcisminus, te omnis simundis spiritus, omnis santanica potestes, omnis infernales adurasti,
Check up on the ceiling.
That was heavy.
Have you guys seen this video going around that's of Taylor Swift in a toy commercial? And the problem with this video is this toy commercial is from 1981, when Taylor Swift was born in 1989. But it does look a lot like Taylor Swift. Many people are claiming that this is just proof that celebrities are actually vampires or immortal. They also compared Taylor Swift to Zena LaVey, a well-known Satanist from the 80s. But she's not the only one. There's so many different photos coming out of people from the past, sometimes even hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago, that look just like celebrities that are here today. And it's fueling the fire of people believing that these people are immortal and some type of vampire. With the internet being able to share all of these old photos, comparing them to celebrities, it's definitely convincing. It kind of reminds me of the vampire Lestat, where he was just a vampire living in the shadows for a long time, and then once he was able to become famous, he became a superstar. And a lot of people think that that's what's happened here. What do you guys think about this theory?
What say, you guys? Wouldn't surprise me in the least. This guy could care less. He's just enjoying his McMuffin or what have you. You can tell this has been happening to him for a while. Hell.
I'm not letting them get me angry anymore, guys. Just trying to eat breakfast. Keep showing everything like that. I'm not bothered anymore. I think that's just happened because I'm staying out tonight. So what, I'm going out to watch the football, the final, England and Spain. And I'm staying out.
Must be a female.
Just before.
She don't want him going out.
Every single year, dozens of human feet wash up on the beaches of Washington. Typically, these feet are still wearing shoes, but not always. There really isn't much in common with all these feet. They belong to all ages, all ethnicities, male or female. But the one thing that they all have in common is they're all detached from the ankle. There's never shins, there's never kneecaps, there's never thighs, just feet. Every time a beachgoer discovers one of these feet and alerts the authorities, the police rule out foul play. So what's going on? This is America. Why do we keep having feet show up at our beaches?
Shark.
Well, in 2017, after 15 years of no explanation from any police, the FBI released a statement about the investigation they were doing. They called the investigation Washington's Foot Issue. Kinda odd, but I digress. The FBI told the public that every year, hundreds of unknown people get lost at sea. And when they get lost at sea, eventually they'll get eaten by the fishes. Every part of a human will get eaten by fishes if they're in the ocean long enough. Except tightly tied shoes. Fish won't eat tightly tied shoes. And so, fishes will eat every single part of the body except the feet, and rubber-soled shoes will then float. And then, these floating shoes with feet inside them will get blown onto the beaches, only to be discovered
Nice.
by an unsuspecting beachgoer.
It's fun.
A band in Russia have caught something strange on camera, showing we are sharing this world with non-human beings. This very strange video was recorded at a banquet hall during a private party in Russia. The party had been attended by supermodels, politicians, billionaires. Basically, some of the most rich and powerful people in Russia. Popular Russian musician Sergei Narov and his band Ruble were hired to play at the event. During the event, a short power outage happened at the banquet, and the lights quickly went out. This is what the band had seen.
Oh, hell. What say, you guys? Reptilians?
For some reason, most of the people who were in the hall began to shine light with their eyes.
Выступление, но что-то случилось со светом в прекрасный момент. Просто по гадской чему-то у большинства людей, которые были в зале, а там были люди совершенно ну, так, серьезно, стали светиться глаза.
Ужасно, ужасно. Да, потому что свет погас, и вдруг эти глаза светящиеся, и вдруг эти глаза светящиеся.
Maybe it's from all the adrenochrome. For entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Opinions expressed in these videos, solely my own. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like spooky stuff, check out Nightmare Fuel. What the hell is that? What in the hell? Why would you ever pan away from that? Zoom in. Somebody put a statue up there? Oh, that looks freakish, but it's not moving. Why is it frozen there? Comment down below if you guys have any idea. It's not moving at all. Of course, who's getting all the way the hell up there just to put something there? This guy's killing me with the camera, though. Let me just zoom in and zoom out and pan down and pan to the sides. Maybe he's drunk. Oh, look out with the camera. Not that thing.
What is one of the creepiest things a kid has ever said to you? I'll go first. When my daughter was almost 3 years old, she told me and my godmother a story. We were at my godmother's house and we were working on a Halloween/birthday costume for my daughter. We're taking her measurements and cutting fabric, and she randomly looks at us and she asks us where her mom is. I tell her, "You're being crazy, like, I'm your mama, what are you talking about?" Thought maybe she was confused because I call my mom, so maybe she's looking for her grandma. Well, I'm saying I'm your mama. She cuts me off and says, "Oh, she's dead." Me and my godmother are looking at each other like, what?
Yeah.
My daughter told us, my mom is unalive and I live with my aunt. And where's my aunt? I'm like, hold on, what are you talking about? She straight up tells us that she was alive in 1438. She's probably telling us some weird shit about past life, so I start questioning her. She keeps making sounds that are like, Thessaloniki, Thessaloniki. And she says that her name is Arkanasanya. I'm writing everything down because I'm like, this is freaking crazy and I don't want to forget it. Because she didn't speak very well, I don't know what the hell she was talking about. I tried to do research on the places and the names that she mentioned, but I couldn't find anything. So if there's a town called like Thessaloniki or something in 1438, let me know. She told me her aunt was really mean to her and that her aunt ended up unaliving too. And that was it. She just stopped talking about it. And I kept trying to like ask her more questions and she wouldn't say anything else. It was just like she had this little brain moment that just sped off a whole bunch of random information and then it completely shut off after that. Now she's 9 now and she has no recollection of any of this.
There she was, drunk on the Sunny D. Spooky.
Alexa, what did the James Webb Telescope detect that is heading towards Earth?
The James Webb Telescope was spotted in our
Anyways, if things couldn't get me more interested, let's throw that in the mix. What the hell? Alright, so that's clearly just a little kid. Might be dressed as a gnome, but that ain't no real gnome. Maybe it's the Travelocity gnome. The roaming gnome. Maybe. Oh, hell no. How come hunters always see this shit and nobody takes a shot? I'm just saying. Now, whether it's Bigfoot or whatever. I mean, you're hunting. You obviously have a scoped-in rifle. Use it. Hell, wouldn't you want a taxidermy dog man? Far out. Damn dog man, add that to the list. Damn dog man ain't my slipper.
I just came from the Cecil Hotel, and let me tell you guys, it is so much worse in there than you could possibly imagine. So we just filmed a paranormal investigation in there, and it is the darkest energy I think I've ever come across, or at least some of it. Like, literally, this woman was telling us she lives in there. There was recently a man who died, and he was in his room in the Cecil for a week, rotting.
Gross.
And for that entire week, another person was living in the room with their old roommate's decomposing body. And apparently, according to them, this just happened like 2 weeks ago. I was also talking to another guy who lives there, and he said that just last year he watched as somebody threw themselves off of the roof with something tied around their neck and ended their life. And this person said they knew this person, they were very close, and afterwards they went and found their journal with a bunch of disturbing diary entries. I mean, I do paranormal investigations all the time, full-time as a content creator, and you guys just don't have any idea how truly bad it is in there. I mean, and also we saw everything from feces on the floor and on the walls to open usage of substances. There were also rats, animals in there that we saw, stains everywhere. I mean, it was like the darkest hellhole of energy even that I could possibly describe. And like, we've been to the demonic places, like the Sally House, we've been to every demonic place ever, and like what I just experienced was so much beyond anything that we've ever encountered. I mean, like, truly fucking dark energy. So all the stories and the things that you've read about this hotel, they are true, and the energy and the vibe there is like worse than you could possibly imagine. And that documentary will be on my YouTube channel soon. Just thought I'd tell you guys because it's fucking crazy. Anybody else been there that has a story to share? I would love to hear that.
Yeah, same here. But moral of that story is don't go to the Cecil Hotel.
Okay, so I need to know if anybody else watched this show growing up and it like altered your brain chemistry. I feel like before the show I was a happy-go-lucky child, and then watching it like injected the anxiety straight into my brain, and it has never left. That show, of course, is Rescue 911, narrated by William Shatner. Literally just an endless parade of horrors about being hurt in very specific ways. There was one where a kid like gets a toothbrush lodged in the back of his neck. There's one story where like a child was running a bath for their baby sibling or something, and they just turned the hot water on. They didn't have like a limiter on their hot water tank or whatever, so the water was like scorching hot, and he like put his sibling in the tub, and the mom like was oblivious to all of this going on until she got to the bathtub and saw like pieces of skin floating around.
Like
There's
kitty
another
stew.
one where like a toddler crawls into a red anthill and everyone's freaking out because she's like covered in ants. And then there was another one where a toddler like crawls under a fry daddy and gets like an entire thing of boiling oil spilled on them. And another one where he gets like stabbed with scissors from his sibling, I think. So basically, I would like to know which Rescue 911 story gave you permanent anxiety.
None. It was a great show. I think that might be you.
I think my house is haunted. I'll give you a little bit of background. I live in the Appalachian Mountains. My house is built in like the 1800s. I'm not really sure of the exact date. All my neighbors are two big cemeteries. Before I moved in, the landlords warned me that everybody they had rented to before me said that the place was haunted. You know, now that I'm saying all of this out loud, it's definitely giving a lot of red flags. Anyways, like they even asked me if I was scared of ghosts, and they thought that I'd be all right living here. Because I guess they've had several people move out over a day haunted, allegedly. They said they didn't personally believe that it was haunted, but everybody told them that it was. One of their previous tenants had like nailed the cabinet shut because they claimed that the cabinet door was slung open and shut all the time. The house is really well known in town because it's bigger and it's one of the older houses left livable. I've had countless people
Well, look at you.
tell me encounters that they've had in this house or stories that they've heard from other people that lived in this house, even my mom. The house needed some work before we moved in, so I was here alone a lot. You know, I never experienced anything at all. I mean, it was a little creepy at times because, I mean, it is such a big house and being in it alone was just weird, but nothing really ever happened. That is until one night.
Okay, I was about to just fast forward to you. I was about to skip you.
I was laying in bed and I heard the back door open. It has a very distinct sound, so I know that was the door that opened. I heard somebody walk in, I heard the keys rattle and get thrown on the table, which is what my boyfriend usually does when he walked in. So I assumed it was him. Never came to bed, so I thought maybe he had just fell asleep on the couch or something. The next morning I woke up and he was nowhere to be found. So I texted him and I was like, hey, you know, were you here last night? And he said, no, I didn't come last night, you know why? And I was like, I could have swore that I heard you come in the back room, you know, and throw your keys down and walk in the living room. You know, I was freaking out at this point. So I walked in the kitchen and the basement door is open. Side note, I've never been in the basement because it's too creepy. Maybe I'll be brave enough to take y'all down there one day, but today's not the day. It's too dark. So after that, nothing really happened for a while until another night I was home alone. My kids weren't here, nobody was here. And I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep and I could hear furniture upstairs scooting around. Like it sounded like my daughter's bed was scooting across the floor or, you know, like a table or something. I don't know. I told my boyfriend, you know, I didn't even get out of bed. I texted him and was like, hey, it sounds like furniture's moving around upstairs. He talked me down. He convinced me that it was just the cats. Yeah, I don't know. So
okay, so you got a haunted house. What the hell? That's more like it. Siren or something.
This is Gatorland, Orlando, Florida. The train ride. Most dangerous and scary train in all of Florida and possibly even the world. Look at this. These fences are supposed to keep the alligators out from attacking us. Do you really think that that is going to stop an alligator? Would you feel comfortable if you lived right there and the alligators were all in there? Thousands and thousands and thousands of alligators in this Florida swamp water. Oh my gosh. You can do the zip line here. Screaming Gator zip line at Gatorland, Orlando. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's the gator. There he is. There's another one. Look at how big that thing is. Look at that fence is not going to stop that gator. I told you guys. For those in the comments saying that the alligators aren't right there in the fence, I'm telling you they are. And they even break free of that fence. That's what makes this train ride the scariest train ride in all of America. Gatorland, Orlando, Florida. Okay, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta watch out for alligators.
What's this? Well, what do you know? We've come to a close of day number 3 of Spooktober in the Playhouse. I hope that gave you something to think about, maybe a good scare. And And on that note, we'll see you for day number 4. So if you can't be good, be bad. And remember, you're never too old to play. I'll catch you on the flip side.